What bugs me? German roaches.
There is no stopping them, Ian. We'll soon be here.
How dare you, insect? How dare you interrupt my ascendance?
For starters, this is a German roach. This is a water bug. They are not the same. If you've called me out to treat German roaches, there are several things that you need to know. Stop blaming your neighbors. In our society, everyone wants to blame someone else. When it comes to roaches, this will do you no good. Even if your neighbors are nasty and that's how you got them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because once you have them, and now it's your problem. You are the next in line to be blamed for giving them to someone else unless we fix this. In only the worst problems do they transfer house to house via the yard. 99% of the transfers happen because they hitchhike on you, your guest, or the stuff associated with both. This includes purses, backpacks, appliances, and many other items. No matter where or how you got them, it's your problem now. German roaches are nasty little creatures that get just about anywhere you let them. They multiply at an amazing rate, transfer disease, deposit allergens, smell bad, and are embarrassing to have. However, anyone can get them, and I do mean anyone. I've taken them home before. Every commercial restaurant here in East Tennessee will at one time have to deal with them. So it is not bad to have roaches. It's bad to keep them. German roaches are one of the most adaptable creatures that God ever created. They prefer warm, damp areas, but can be found anywhere and in any type of structure. They're scavengers by nature and can feed on almost anything. These disgusting little creatures are coprophagic, which means they consume excrement, that's poop, and necrophagic, which means they consume each other. And we use this to our advantage through our bait treatments. Every 6 weeks, the female drops an egg capsule containing an ootheca containing 30 to 50 baby roaches. For these reasons, you can see how they multiply so quickly. In 6 months, one pregnant female can turn into 1 million cockroaches. Food poisoning, dysentery, diarrhea, and other illnesses are transmitted by the legs when they walk over your food after they walked in filth. And then the cast skins and fecal matter can have allergen issues as well. I had a customer years ago with 2 young boys that were about to be diagnosed with asthma, and they had a very severe roach problem. This would have several implications on their medical insurance future. After telling me this, I urged the mother to inform the doctor of the roach situation and ask him to hold off on his diagnosis. A few months later, when the roaches were gone, she told me that the boy's breathing problems were gone and the doctor had no plans to go forward with the asthma diagnosis. They also no longer needed their breathing medication. All of this because of a roach infestation. One other sad experience I had was an elderly lady with German roaches nesting in her hair bun. She probably didn't have anyone to help her take her hair down, and it had been like that for months. Please understand, this is not just a sanitation issue. It is definitely a medical issue. Oftentimes I meet people with a roach infestation who have what is best to be described as a constant cold or a runny nose. When the roaches are gone, the symptoms subside. Now, I'm no doctor. If you're sick, go see a doctor. The time it takes to get rid of German roaches depends on several factors. Your cooperation is the most important factor in this scenario. You can make this more expensive for yourself by working against a technician, so take heed to the suggestions you are given. They will save you money in the end and get the little buggers eliminated quicker. The good news is, unlike most other insect problems, once German roaches are eliminated, unless you bring them back in, the problem's over. There is light at the end of the tunnel. This is not always the case for pests that infest from the exterior of the home coming inside. They just keep coming. Don't treat. Please stop spraying, dusting, and for heaven's sakes, don't bomb. I have a video about bug bombs. Check that one out and see why they don't work. I can't tell you how many times a customer has told me they tried everything before they called me and managed to only make it worse. No offense, but you don't have a clue what you're doing. And no, I don't care what Aunt Jolene told you to do for them because she claims it worked. And little did you know, she had to call me too. Forget the fact that you spent a bunch of money and got nowhere. Improper use of pesticides is dangerous for you, the kids, and the pets. So stop it. After we start servicing your home, if you continue to use any pesticides, you can ruin what I've done. Now you paid for 2 and you got nothing. Stop it. To add to all that, when you spray, you run them deeper into the walls. This makes you feel good because you see less, but they'll be back with a vengeance. All you did was move them around and ruin my products. Clean, clean, clean. Believe it or not, this is just as important as my service. How fast the roaches multiply is directly related to the availability of food. Since they are small creatures, what you consider a crumb is a feast for them. With enough food, remember, one roach can turn into 1 million in 6 months. This is so important that it might be beneficial to pay someone to come and clean for you. This is an expense, but if sanitation is your problem, paying someone to fix it could actually save you money with me and fix the problem quicker. And as a side note, most of the time when a customer tells me to ignore their dirty house, those are almost always the ones who don't need to say anything because it's not really dirty. The funny thing is when I go into a sanitation nightmare situation, those seem to be the ones who try to tell me how hard they worked cleaning yesterday. I may be slow, but I'm not stupid. Those pizza boxes have been in the corner for months, and I wonder if the water in the kitchen has ever worked. Tell me the truth. If you lie to your doctor about your cheeseburger intake because you're embarrassed, you're only hurting yourself. If you try to tell me you cleaned yesterday and the dust is 2 inches thick, you're only hurting yourself. Don't be embarrassed about your situation. You're trying to fix it. Tell me all the ugly details and be truthful about how much you hate to do the dishes or how you've told the kids 1,000 times to clean their room. Look, I get it. Life is busy. The trash overflows because you had to take 3 kids to 12 different appointments in 20 minutes. I get it. Let's be honest with each other so I can help you. Remember, the better I can help you, the faster the roaches will be gone and the less money it will cost you. At the end of the day, we can get rid of your roaches and give you a cleaner, safer house. But how long it takes is up to you. Let's work together to remove this plague. You know what bugs me? German roaches. But I love to kill them.
You're killing me, Smalls.
They're dead, alright? Can I go
I stand
now?
upon my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way.